Hi guys, I trust you're doing well. So these are all the books I read in the year 2025. I'm going to quickly go through them. As you can see, the list is big. I am at book number 42 of 2025. The goal was 50. Last year, I closed the year at book number 39, so it's an improvement. A win is a win. So let's go through the books. I would have wanted to go through them from the bottom. So they're quite a number. And I'm so glad. This is the book I'm reading now, Romeo and Juliet. The book I'm reading now. So let's just go through the whole. Hi guys, I'll go through the books. I'm supposed to be going for a run, but if this video is not done today, it might not be done because the year is rushed. So these are the books I have done in 2025. I am currently at book number 42, as I had said. So let's go through the list of the books that I have read in 2025. Yeah. I'll tell you my favorite books and everything. So we are going to start from how I've read them. I prefer it like that so that I'm able to remember and everything. So the first book I read in 2025 was this book over here. It's called My Name is Parvana. So in my Ushago, there's in my local town, there's a local bookshop that stocks the most amazing books. So I'd gone to, don't know what I was doing in town, then I saw this and I picked it. And these two books go for 100 bob, but they're my favorite first because they're hardcovers, but just thrifting. I love thrifting books. There's something so beautiful about thrifting books. You just be out there and you find the most amazing book. So the first book I read in 2025 was this book. My Name is Parvana. This book is very similar to the book I Am Malala. I've showcased Malala here before. I love Pakistan, Afghanistan written books. So this is the first book I did in 2025. I love it. I love it. I love it. I got it for 100 shillings. Books are not expensive. Reading is a very cheap hobby. It can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. This book is 100 shillings. The second book I read is one of my favorite books. Where is it? It's here. It's one of my favorite books. The book I read again before I climbed Mount Kenya. It's my favorite book. I know I say that to most of my books, but this is a favorite of mine, Into the World. I love this book. I love this book. It's by the author John Crowker. I love this book. If you are a hiker, a hiker, backpacker, a camper, somebody who just loves and is fascinated by outdoors, this is the book for you. Into the World. Into the World. I love this book. I have read it again and again, and I will continue reading it again. It's one of my favorite books. So that was my second book. My third book was again another book by the same author. I hope these ones don't fall. Okay, one fell. It's this book. It's by the same author who wrote Into Thin Air. The same author, John Crowker. This book is called Into Thin Air. Again, any person who hikes, any hiker should read this book. It's for hikers. It's for hiking Everest. So anyone who hikes, this is the book for you. This was my third book and I love it and I will read it again. Any book by this guy, by the way, if I find any book by this guy, I will read it again. The third book I read, the fourth book was Confessions of Nairobi Men 2. Where is that book? Confessions of Nairobi. Yeah, it is Confessions of Nairobi Men 2. I had read Men 1 last year. So this year I read Confessions of Nairobi Men 2. I'm yet to read the season finale, which I might pick before the year ends. But the first book I read is the fourth book. The fourth book of 2025 is Confessions of Nairobi Men 2. The first story is so heartbreaking. My goodness. This book was a gift from my sister. I love it. So Confessions of Nairobi Men. I've talked about Confessions here before. Confessions of Nairobi Men 2. The book number 5 was my favorite book of all time. This is my favorite book of all time. Unboard One Woman's Story by Wangari Maathai. If you're my friend and I recommend you a book, this is what I'm talking about. And if you're my friend, actually, this is the book I gift my friends. Like, we are friends if I gift you this book. This is my favorite book. This is, and I am not even joking when I say this is my favorite book. This book was a gift. It was gifted to me by my boss. And yeah, on January 6th, let me tell you guys. This is my favorite book. I'll actually just put it here. It's going to keep me company because it's my favorite book. I can't say enough about this book. I will do a video alone for this book. It's my favorite book. It's my favorite book. It's my favorite book. And it will keep me company over here because it's my favorite book. Yes. That was my fifth book. Yeah. After that, I picked another book that I don't know. I'm not the most. I don't like classics. Not that I read them, but they're not a favorite of mine. So yeah, classics. This one. This is called The Secret Garden. It's only this month that I was journaling and saying, and the next video is about journaling, so you have to come back so that you read you hear about journaling. It's when I realized that I can pick a book and not like it and put it down because I would initially just read through it. This is a classic. I'm not a fan of classics. I am not the biggest classic fan. So yeah, I picked this one and I have nothing to say about it. After that, I picked another favorite that might just stand over here. Let me tell you. This year I've read the most amazing books. If there's one thing I can say is that this year I've just come across the most. I think this has been my best reading year yet. Because I've like had the most beautiful books around me, and yeah, it's been beautiful. Yeah, so I read Purple Hibiscus. Anyone? Chimamanda. Chimamanda. I love Chimamanda. Let me tell you guys. I love Chimamanda. I love her. I love her writing. I love her speeches. I just love everything about her. Purple Hibiscus. If you have not read this book, please look for it. And because it's a favorite of mine, it will stay here with me. Yes. Yeah. After Purple Hibiscus, another favorite of mine. This year I've read the most amazing books. I'm not even kidding by the way. I've just been reading the most awesome books. I read a book called this one here. Yay! A Man Called Ove. I've already seen this book on Pinterest. I've already seen this book on Pinterest, and I was like, okay, let me read it. And I love it. I love Ove. I love him. Like, yeah. Another favorite is A Man Called Ove. Like this year, I've read the most amazing books. The most amazing books. Yeah, and what I did this year is maybe if I had this book that I had been meaning to read, and maybe I had such a classic that is in my TBR, I would pick this so that I finish it and rush to the book that I want. Yeah, but I think just realizing that I can put the book down if I don't like it, yeah, that is growth. Yeah. So after A Man Called Of, I went to a book called a book that I don't have anything to say about it. It's called what do we call it? This one, Boundless Love. I have nothing to say about it because I just yeah, I have nothing to say about it. Yeah, yeah, nothing to say about it. Boundless Love was my book number 10. Then from there, I went to the most amazing books. Just a second. So, Boundless Love, I have nothing to say about it. Then I picked A Man Called Off. I think everybody should read this book. I think everybody, at least everybody should read this book. After A Man Called Off, I usually, every time I read, I write it here so that I'm able to track how many books, how far am I. So that's why I'm using. Anyway, I'm a journaler. The next video is about journaling, so stick around. So after A Man Called Off, that's when I picked Boundless. Then from there, Only books make me this happy. I picked another favorite. The books by And the Mountains Echoed, Khalid Hosseini. I've spoken about these books here before. Yeah. And the Mountains Echoed. I'm like so excited. This is the end books. I love books. Wake me up at midnight and give me a book. I will wake up. And the Mountains Echoed. These books are so heartbreaking. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. The Khalid Hosseini books, they're so heartbreaking. This one, where are the other two? Because I read the full series. I like, yeah. This year, by the way, I've read the most awesome books, like the most awesome books. And you can tell by the excitement on my face. These are my favorite. Yeah, they stay there with me. They keep me company because they've been lovely. They've kept me company this year. Yeah. So stick around. I'll stick there. Thank you. Thank you for cooperating. So, and the Mountains Echoed, A Thousand Spreading Suns, Mariam, the Kite Runner, Hassan and Amir. Let me tell you, the series of these books had broke me. They had broke me. They disappointed me. This other, Khalid Hossein, if you guys hear Khalid Hossein has written another book, wake me up and tell me. I will wait for it. I will read it because he's a great author. Hey, this guy, like I love these books. I don't know. I love this series. I love this series. I honestly do love this series. The Kai Rana, very heartbreaking. My God. A Thousand Spread Suns. Mariam Joe. I think about Mariam a lot. I think about her a lot. Mariam and Laila Joe. And the Mountains Echoed. I think about these books. Pari and Abdullah. Yeah. There is only much I can say. I have a video on the Khalid Hussein for Husseini here. So just go and check them out. These were another favorite of mine. So after I finished the Khalid Husseini series, I picked, which other book haven't I said? Oh, Worthy by Jada. Worthy, I traveled with that book. Let me tell you, this year I've read the most amazing books. Like my face can tell you. Like for real, I've read the most amazing books. Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. I've read the husband's book, Will by Will Smith. It's somewhere on the shelf, and the shelf doesn't have space. Now I need to buy a bigger shelf because, yeah, a person who is reading 30, 40 books in a year needs a bigger shelf. Actually, it just needs a home built library. Yeah. Jada Pinkett Smith. I love this woman. This book, I will not say much. Just go and read it. She's amazing. And one thing, I think as much as I try to go away from it, I'll always come back to memoirs. I love memoirs. I love a good told story. I love memoirs, and this is a memoir as well. I love memoirs. I love memoirs. As much as I detour and go to fiction or African or that, I always come back. I love me a good memoir. I love memoirs, and just like I think my shelf has a lot of. That's where most of my reading stemmed from, like memoirs. I've always been a person who loves stories, and I love me a good story. She is amazing, and I hope she knows that she's amazing. Jada Pinkett Smith. Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. Yeah. So after Jada, another book, but another amazing lady. Like today, this is me when I'm reading. Let me tell you guys. I know why caged birds sing. Maya Angelou. Let me tell you guys. The world of reading is a beautiful world, and I think my face can tell, and the excitement I feel now is the joy of reading, the beauty of sitting with a story and feeling. I think the most amazing thing that I realized the other day, or it just hit me as a person who writes a lot, it just hit me that when I start this, when you start a book, any of these books, you don't know what the story will be. You just start, and your imagination just goes wild. And especially when, like a book, like when you're reading, I think all types of books. For example, when you're reading the Khalid Hosseini, and your mind goes, and you're just there, you're out there imagining every single, maybe when a war is depicted, you see that in your mind. And there's a video that's coming up. I'm currently on a social media break. I just quit social media, so that's also a video that will be here. Let me tell you, I'm such an awesome person, I know. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying, there's the world of reading is such a beautiful world because it builds your imagination, it builds your ability to grasp and to be there and to imagine and to think and to feel. Because these books, when you hear me, like you can tell from my face the way I express how a book made me feel. A movie is good, but a book is everything. You're there, you feel it, you see it, you imagine it. And I think somebody was saying the other day, the most amazing thing about reading is because it makes you sit. It denies you the chance to speak. It denies you, it gives you a moment to keep quiet and listen and grasp and think and be there and take everything in and feel, imagine it and imagine their pain and feel all your emotions at once in a quiet way. And I think there's a quote that says, a reader lives a thousand lives, because truly, yeah, I think I recommend that if you're a parent, I can't tell you what to do with your kids, but give them a book. And I think it's something I see with my friends who read and whose kids read. Give them a book. Then from time to time, sit and discuss that book. And I will tell you for sure, that and especially now in a world where we are used to quick dopamine. With quick dopamine, I just want to scroll through TikTok and see things. We are in a generation that doesn't have a very huge concentration span, but books deny you that. Books give you a chance to sit down for 1 hour and be in another world and imagine and think and be and feel. I have a blog, guys, and some of those things I'm saying here are in that blog. Like, let me tell you, yeah. So there's so much to say, and I realize that I don't say it often, which is why maybe I'm coming back fully to YouTube. But let's continue the books. I read this book, and let me tell you, I think everybody should read. Everybody, and you don't have to read self-help. Read anything. Read what you like. If you love fiction, pick fiction. If you love travel, pick travel. If you love African author, pick African author. If you love a memoir, pick a memoir. If you love short stories, pick those. Don't let society dictate what you consume. Social media is good, but it's killing us slowly. Our attention span. Can you sit down for 1 hour quietly with yourself? I'm about to start preaching, so yeah, I know why Caged Bird Sings by Angelo. I love this book. Then I picked another book. This one. This book is similar to this one, Into the Wild. It's called My Side of the Mountain. If you're a hiker, a camper, a person who loves nature, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. Very tiny books. I got these books for 100 shillings, by the way. These two tiny books. I don't think anyone has. Cost is not an excuse of why you're not reading. This is such an amazing book. Very tiny, but I love it. So I also picked this one. Then I picked another book. I think now we can just go through them like this. This is an amazing. I love this book. I think I've seen Jackson Biko's books are tinier. This is, I think, his most hugest book. If you've seen The Drunk, Let Me Call You Back, and Thursdays, they are really tiny, but this is a huge one. This is, I think, the biggest of his books. It's a short, it's a collection of short stories, and or 20 short stories. What this book, and I think you will note that I've written it a good one, it's because this book forces you to see yourself. You see how the experiences we had growing up shape you as an adult, shape how you relate, shape your relationships, shape how you show up, shape how you communicate, shape how you are as a person, shape how you think, shape how you react, shape how you perceive, shape who you are as a person. Sometimes we tend to run away from that, but we are the way we are because of the experiences we've had growing up. And that said and done, read this book. I think it forces you to sit with yourself, to sit with yourself and see yourself and ask yourself a lot of questions. I've written it a good one inside because it just forces you to sit down. Is a page you have written. When you grew up in a household where conversations are always swept under the carpet, you grew up not knowing how to communicate or just being like, just caving. And anyway, much said and done. I think this is another book I'd recommend anybody to read. And because it falls under the list of my favorite books, it goes here. So this is the book I'm reading, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet. I've always had Romeo and Juliet, but I don't even know the concept of that story. I don't know why I haven't asked ChatGPT about it yet, but this is the book I'm reading, so I have much to say about it. I read this from the coast. I only picked this book because I was going to the beach, so I was like, okay, would be nice to pick it and read it there. A rom com. I'd call this a rom com. This is very young love, young, if you've done the Colin Hoovers, that kind of intoxicating kind of love, yeah. I read according to the season that I'm in. Yeah. So I don't know if that makes sense. I read according to where I am mentally, where I am. Yeah. So this is I picked this one. It's a rom com. That's kind of intoxicating love, young love, teenage love. Another one that made it to the favorites. Days in the Days in the Morisaki bookshop. Like a favorite book. Anyone who loves book, I think, should pick this book. Uh, Anytime I walk in town and I see those two those sides of Kenyatta Avenue, there's some to read, tiny coffee shops that seem so cozy. They seem so bookish. They seem like those things you read in books, and it feels so good to just be there and sit with coffee and a book. It feels like, yeah, life is good. So this is an amazing book. I've made it to the list of my favorites. Then I've always wanted to read these books. I believe, and I've always said they're family. I call them family because they're always like this. The Art of Being Alone. This time you return to yourself. I've read, I think, all her books by now. Yeah, I think all the books she's written now. Nolene, all the books she's written, she has very beautiful introspective thoughts and a gentle reminder. Again, I've said I read according to where I am mentally. So in terms of, sorry, like right now I'm on a social media break, so there's a lot of sitting with myself, a lot of thinking, a lot of introspection, a lot of just being, a lot of solitude. Yeah, exactly. Solitude is the word. So I do a lot of that. So I read these ones recently before yeah, these are juicy. Then I picked another book. Let me tell you, these two books I picked for 100 shillings, they're the best books. The Road Chose Me. If you're a person who loves road trips, nature, being out there, travel, this is the book for you. And I love these books because you get them in the original copy. Yeah. If you're a lover of road trips, nature, hikes, just being outside there, these outdoorsy people would love this one. The Road Chose Me. Yeah. The Jeep. Alaska to Argentina. Let me tell you, Alaska. I've watched so much about Alaska, Patagonia. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I picked this one as well. Then I'd been meaning to read this book for ages. I've been meaning to read this book from uni. And every time I go to buy it, somehow, there's always another book that I go and see and want to read. But and let me tell you, it is as scandalous as can be. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book has enough drama in itself. I loved it. I loved it. It has enough drama in itself, and this one also made it to a list of my favorite books. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'd meant to read that book for a really long time. I just finished this book yesterday or the day before. But I just went to the bookshop the other day. I was going to pick these two, three books. This is what had taken me to the bookstore. Then just there, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Then I turned and saw this book, and this book is 100 shillings. Let me tell you, reading is there's no cost cannot be an excuse of why you're not reading. This book is 100 shillings, 100 shillings. So I picked it, and let me tell you, it has a lot of drama. It felt like watching a movie, and I think for me, I would prefer to read the book than watch the movie. Yeah. Reconstructing Amelia. It's a novel. It's a novel. It's of this teenager, of this girl. She's in this high school. Then it's only her and her mom. Then one day she commits suicide. Like they say that she's jumped up from the roof. Then one day the mother receives a text that she didn't jump, and now she's just trying to reconstruct what happened, why she was such a beautiful child. The mom was just called out of nowhere that she's cheated and she's jumped and she's dead. But so they start now like digging what happened, because she gets a text that she didn't jump, and it's I felt all the emotions of this one. I was like, hey, maybe that movie, those things, this book by there, you can't predict the plot twist. You're like, ah, ah, and you're like, okay, yes, let me tell you, reconstructing Ameria. I got this book for 100 shillings. And that's why I love thrifting books, because I just being there. I'm just chilling at a bookstore. Because are those two corner tiny ones in town? I love those first because they feel like what I read in the books. Yeah. So I picked this one. This is a favorite, by the way. As a person who doesn't read novels, this one made me happy. And I don't even know where to put it now because they've failed here. Another favorite of mine, a little coffee shop of Kabul. I loved this one. I love this one. This is a little coffee shop in Afghanistan, a war-torn country, but is where people come together and have like a good time. I loved everything in this book. A little coffee shop of Kabul. I just saw it and I was like, okay, Kabul. So I've read a lot of books from Afghanistan, and Kabul is like a small town. So this one also made it to a list of my favorites. One of my favorites. So oopsie. Yeah. This one, doing school, I have nothing to say about it. I didn't like it. I have nothing. Absolutely nothing to say about it. Yeah. I can't complain. I went to that car. Every time I go home, I must go to that museum. And he's an old museum who sells some books at like a tiny shop in our hometown. This book is 100 shillings. Yeah. I love it. I can't complain. I just go and I'm like, and I love this type of books. I love the hardcovers. I love them. So this one also picked for 100 shillings. As long as lemon trees grow. This is another one. I loved this book. Any book in war-torn countries, I just love them. I don't know, maybe because of the intensity of just seeing how life is from the war. Yeah. So how life is away from the war and everything. Yeah. As long as lemon trees grow, it is heartbreaking, very heartbreaking, but yeah, it's a nice book. Any book, I told you guys, if you see a book that's written Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, I will read it. I will read it. I will read it. I will read it. Let me tell you, this is going to hurt. Yes, it hurts. This book is funny. I think I would call this book, it's like a diary. And as a person who keeps a diary, I also have a diary of my profession. So it's this guy keeps a diary of like all his interactions as a doctor. And this is going to hurt. Yes, it is going to hurt. Like he just, every single day, He keeps a diary of what happens in hospital, his patients, everything. And it's beautiful. I love, again, I think I've said here on this channel, I'm a huge fan to medical books. Again, because maybe I have a lot of medics in my circle. And I just want to, I love their stories. The stories they tell me are just so fascinating. So I'm just like, okay, I will listen it. Yeah, so this is going to hurt. And truly, truly, Adam K, this is going to hurt. I finished this book a few weeks ago. Seven Loves. Nothing much to say about it. Another one I just picked. I had cover. I think I also picked this one for 100 shillings. Yeah. Then okay, that one is the haunting of the Mexican border. This is another one I just saw it when I went thrifting, and I was like, okay, I may pick it. It was a nice one. It was more beautiful than I expected. I love me a good story. Anyone who watches Abel Mutua knows these are the kind of stories he tells, and I loved it. A Mexican, the haunting of the Mexican border, a woman's journey. Then I also read this one. This one is a travel one. Is a hiking one. Hikers confronting the Himalayas. My quest for the Yeti. So those are all the books I read, friends. So this video is becoming very long, but I'm closing the year at book number 42 as things are now. But there are still a few days to before we close the year. So this still stands as my favorite book. There's still a few days before we close 2025. So it's been a beautiful reading year. I've read the most amazing, amazing books. I've had a really good experience reading, just interacting, just being with I will forever be grateful to others for letting us read their art, for letting us experience their thoughts. I will forever be grateful. It's been a beautiful reading year. Yeah, still some time. There's still some 2 weeks. So 2 weeks is a lot of time to read. So some I can still get uh, uh, like 2 books in. Yeah, 2 books in, and it's been beautiful. It's been a beautiful, beautiful year. Last year we closed the year at 39. This year, let's see, we'll close the year at what? But that's basically it. I would really want to know what are you guys reading. Please stick around. The journaling video is coming up. The social media detox video is also coming up. A lot of things are coming up. I am excited. I'm excited, and I'll forever be grateful for the gift of books. Yeah. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always coming back.